That Mummy movie. I like Russell Crowe, but his Jekyll and Hyde, man, like, what was going on there? Like what was y'all doing? Like,
The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen was more interesting than that.
True story. True story indeed.
True story. Did we just?
Yeah, it disconnected. It disconnected real fast, but it came back.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that, folks. We disconnected for a split second, but we came back. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just checking the live right now just to make sure everything's okay. Because I think we might have lost our chat.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
We did.
I saw one question from Bearded Beast. He said, what did we gamers think of Ready Player One?
Yeah.
I finally watched that. Like,
I didn't like it. I hated it. I hated that movie.
I've never read the book, so I can't really say. I can't really make the comparison, but I mean,
if you like 80s, 90s Easter eggs, that's the movie for you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. First of all, it was just too campy for me. I'm like, I'm good for a campy movie. Don't get me wrong. I'm all good for a campy movie, but it was a campy movie that was trying too much not to be campy.
Right.
And that's the part that bothered me. I just didn't care for it. I think a lot of people liked it because of what it was, but I didn't really care for Ready Player One. I think it was more so as a gamer. I get where they were going, but it was stupid. It got to the point where it was just stupid.
Right.
It really got to that point. It was very stupid. It was very like, come on now. Especially toward the end.
Like the movie itself, like, it was cool to watch, but at the same time, I was like, I don't think I have to watch this again. Like, it was like one of those movies where, like, I probably don't really have to watch this again. I'm pretty okay. I just wanted to see it because there was a lot of hype behind it, so I was like, let me just watch this thing. But it's like,
well, the Atari 2600 does exist, and there is a video game called Adventure, and there is a way to achieve that little glitch thing where you can actually get the name of the creator of the game. There's an actual way that you can do it. It's actually for real. I'm 50. I should know.
All right, so Kendrick, what you might have to do, honestly, a lot of people are saying they were disconnected from the last stream. So even though it restarted the stream, it actually disconnected it.
Right.
I'm actually gonna check my live really quick to see if it's actually still running.
Okay.
All
right, so
bear with me.
My Facebook picked back up. For the most part. So I think we're good to go there. I'm just gonna double check to make sure everything is kosher at the moment.
Shut up. Sorry, not you. I'm talking to the live stream because it's so far behind.
All right, so let's do this again. All right, so I got people.
Yeah, the watch party stopped.
All right, so.
Let me just see if it came back up. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, we're really sorry about that, folks. We had no idea that it was disconnected until I just checked, like, over on the monitor, that it was like disconnected. I don't know. I guess things are still running slow and such for internets and all this.
Yeah, it's saying no video.
All right, hold up. Like it showed back up on mine. So try to share it again from mine if it's not working out.
Yes, it's replaying the universal statement. So let me just pull this back up. I'm sorry. Make sure the stream is running properly. I do apologize, y'all, because I just want to make sure we're online. Okay, you're good now.
We're good.
It's coming back on. Yeah.
All right. So if you're tuning back in, guys, if you had a question posted before and we didn't get to it, just post it again so we can answer it. Yeah, again, we're sorry. We apologize for like the disconnection. We really don't know what happened. Like this is actually the one time where we were actually running really smooth, and then technology happened and stuff. So
make sure my watch party's still going because I don't think mine is.
Howard, are you good at the moment?
Let's see where I'm at. I'm okay. Let me check something. Yeah, my watch party did stop. So let's see.
All right, give us a few minutes, guys, and we'll get back to you. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to see where we are in the stream because
All right.
old one.
All right. So let's switch back. All right, guys. We're back. Some of us will be resharing the watch party on Facebook. If you're watching us on Facebook, just give us a second. Not like you guys can probably hear me right now. I figured I'd say it anyway. And then if you're still watching us on YouTube, thanks for hanging in there with us.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
So again, people on my Facebook are whack. Still, yeah, I'm gonna say it, y'all whack. If y'all just watching, not saying nothing.
Uh
No, you're not whack. We love you.
huh.
LUB with the heart.
And all right, so
but yeah, we were talking about the I think we were talking about the whole mummy.
yeah.
nonsense and
Like
all that stuff.
my whole thing is this. Like again, like I said.
Oh yeah, no. Actually, we're talking about the Ready Player One movie. Actually, that's
Right,
what
yeah.
happened. Is that we got kicked out on the Ready Player One question.
Like I said, I don't think that's a movie I ever need to watch again. You know, so you know, I
Yeah, it's a one and done.
Yeah, I understood what they were trying to do, but you know.
Yeah, I really tried to like that movie, and I think at some point I just started doing something else.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, it's just not. I'm sorry, it's just not. It's just too much going on. It's too much happening, and at the same time, it's like I don't know why they had to make this movie. It's literally one of those movies that it should have never been, like Ender's Game should never been made. I'm like those are two movies that should never be made.
Mm-hmm.
But they did it, and like some people love it. I'm like I give them credit for loving Ready Player One. I give them credit. Some people love the Pixel movie too. Can't stand that movie.
Pixels was cute. I'll give that. Pixels was cute, but that was about it.
Nah.
I watched Ender's Game. I didn't feel that. I didn't feel that at all. Like I never watched The Giver. I didn't even know they were making a movie of The Giver until the movie came out. And I read the book in school. I'm like,
You know, was another movie that they tried to make out of a book that I was very disappointed with. That was a Divergent series.
Oh.
Well, we all know how that ended. We all know how that ended.
I was so disappointed. So disappointed. The first one was really prepping me. I was like, yeah, this is going to be good because I read the books. I read every single one. Then then you start watching that first movie. You're like,
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
No.
Okay. I see where you're going with this.
I don't know. Like I will admit, I enjoyed the Maze Runner.
I didn't.
Like really? I really enjoyed the first one. The Scorch Trials was pretty decent. I haven't watched The Death Cure yet. I haven't watched that one, but you know
that one fell off with me a little bit.
You know, like
maybe I'll watch it again.
I think the only book turned movie franchise that is still standing the test of time is The Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter.
Hate Lord of the Rings.
What?
I hate it.
Oh.
I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
How?
I can't last 20 minutes into any Lord of the Rings movie. Not 20 minutes.
Do you just not like Lord of the Rings? Is that it?
I just can't do it. And for some reason, I start watching it in 20 minutes and I'm knocked out cold. I have no clue why. And it's like it's box wine for me.
Oh Lord. Like I've watched all 3 movies in the movie theaters. That means I've sat all them hours and watched the movies. I've only watched one extended edition. I've only watched one. I haven't watched them all. I'll work my way up to that point. It was Return of the King. The Return of the King was the only extended edition I've ever watched, and that's like 4 hours long. I haven't watched the other ones yet. The Hobbit movies. The only Hobbit movie I enjoyed was the second one, The Desolation of Smaug. That was it. The first one and the third one I could do without. I didn't really need them.
Tolkien's a hard read by himself.
Yeah, that's true. I have the book, and it's like, man, that's a lot to get through. That is a lot to get through.
Yeah, Tolkien himself is a hard read.
Yeah.
So for me, I can't. I can't get into it. I just can't. I like. There's nothing enjoyable for me. I think I enjoy the Harry Potter series, and you know I enjoy the Harry Potter series.
Yeah.
But I just can't get into Lord of the Rings. It's just something about Lord of the Rings. Because enough is enough. Okay, I'm done.
I don't know.
It's done. I'm like the only thing I actually watch. Oh God, I gotta plug my laptop in. Hold on. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I actually watch is Beauty Beast says, "Take my nerd card away." No, you're not taking it away from Lord of the Rings. I'm sorry. I'm part of the minority. I didn't like Black Panther. Yeah, I didn't like Black Panther either.
Bearded Beast, we might have to convene on that one.
Whatever. I didn't like Black Panther either. So don't get me like I'm there too.
Why not?
So I just didn't think it was worth the hype. I think it was more hype than it was movie. I don't think the actual plot was good. I don't think anything about that movie was actually really good. I think a lot of it was hype because it was an all black cast.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I'll give you that one because like premise aside, a lot of people were comparing it to The Lion King and all this other stuff, and like I can see that. I can understand that.
I like when I got in the movie theaters, I'm like, what am I like? The best part of the joke. The best part was a joke about the freaking shoe. What are those? That was it. To me, that was the best part of the movie. I'm like, okay, that's enough. I'm like, I'm ready to go now.
Wow.
I did fight myself about Black Panther. I guess it's because at that moment I was just proud to see a big budget film about a black superhero. But at the same time, I would say that I'll just call it enjoyable at least.
I mean, think about it now.
But I don't.
If you watch Black Panther now, it goes by pretty quickly. Now that I'm thinking about it, like if you actually sit and watch Black Panther now, it goes by pretty fast.
First of all, I don't think I'd ever watch Black Panther again.
I can rewatch it. Like if it's on TV,
I don't like the way
it has a rewatch factor for me.
What were you saying, Harold?
I don't like the way they treated T'Challa as a hero.
Yeah.
I think that I learned a word from my mentor, who does not know he's my mentor, Mr. John Campia. He said, I don't like the way they treated the CW Superman. They treated him like a jobber. You know what a jobber is? It is in wrestling. It's a wrestling term. It's where they take it's a no-name person that fights against a star.
Yeah.
They fight, and he's just basically made to get the floor wiped with him to make the star look good, and that's what they did with Supergirl.
You get paid to get pinned, basically.
Yeah. So how is it that T'Challa's fight scenes was so off the chain in Civil War. And in this one he is just being tossed around, and it's just, he deserves better. He deserves better than that.
It was just too much going on, and I don't know about y'all, but I'm not a Michael B. Jordan fan.
What?
I do not like him as an actor. I do not like him. So automatically, that puts me at a different level. I kind of
knew of him before he was famous because he went to arts high school, and a lot of my friends went to arts high school, and then it was like he became like a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend. So when he went off to do what was the soap opera? Was it All My Children?
Yeah,
beautiful.
I think one of those two. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that goofy kid from Arts High got a gig. That's cute. And
as much as
that's who he is to me. He's that goofy kid from Arts High.
As much as I like Michael B. Jordan,
I'm gonna take this vibranium and take it home to the people.
As much as I like Michael B. Jordan, I would not cast him as a Val Zod Superman if they ever made a live-action version of Val Zod Superman.
Absolutely not.
There's so many other actors that I could think that could play a Val Zod Superman, but everybody just automatically goes. Michael B. Jordan is to young people as Michael Jai White is to a lot of older people. They like to cast both of those guys in everything, and it's like. You can't.
And it's like, and you can't. And that's the thing is that I'm like, they were like, oh, he played a really good villain. I'm like, to me, honestly, he just sounded like a man from the hood. I'm like, that's what he sounded like to me.
Yeah.
And that's what drove me nuts. It's like he sounded like the kid from North, and it was driving me crazy. It was driving me crazy.
And if you guys have read Black Panther, you know that Killmonger is actually a well nuanced character. Actually, Killmonger in the comic books is actually very nuanced in the written word. So I mean, I understood why they did what they did for the movie, I get it, but I'd watch Black Panther if it's on TV, like even if it's just for like certain parts and stuff. Like I like watching all the women kick ass. I enjoy that.
I think that was the best part for me was really watching women, especially women of color, fighting.
Yeah.
And I think that was the best part. But like
I like watching women fighting and they didn't have heels on.
Yeah, or scantily clad.
So I'll give
They
them
weren't.
that.
Get with that. Like I don't mind sexy as long as it's not sexy for no reason. Like I remember,
like what's her face when she walked in there with the whole dress on and she whooped butt. I'm like, with a dress on. I'm like, I get that. That lets me know right there. She had on a full figure dress and she said, I'm gonna do this. But I get those parts, but it's like for me, a movie itself was just it was just too much, too many things happening at one time.
Right.
I didn't care for it. But again, you can pull my card if you want to, but I'm gonna get it right back because I already know my nerd card is already there. It's just sitting there. I got like 3, so it'll make it different. I got it from different levels. But right now, you can pull my movie nerd card. I'm not gonna care. I'm gonna get it back sooner or later.
You know what? At this point right now, as far as like movies is concerned, I'm trying to just be pretty subjective as far as like movies and stuff because you know, just from the people I've met who are relatively in the industry, I'm saying relatively for what it's worth, relatively because you know. There's a certain level of passion that has to come in when you're coming into filmmaking. You know, a couple, a live stream. I mean, I did a series of live streams a few weeks ago, one on adaptation and one on reboots and remakes. And it's like, one of the things I had to point out in those live streams is that people forget that production companies are in the business of one thing. That's making money.
Making money.
The business. That's all they're in about. So, like, if there's certain things that they want in a movie, they're going to try their damnedest to get it in there. And this goes back to what you were talking about, how, you know, with the death of Superman Lives, what happened. Even before that movie came out, you know, Kevin Smith has talked about this on numerous occasions.
Yes. I love that story.
on what was asked of him for a new Superman movie. And, you know, everything that he was saying just screamed out like, this is what the production team wants. And it's like, you guys are insane. Like, what is wrong with you? But it is what it is. That's what production companies are in there for. They're in it to make money. So when you see, like, things being rebooted or movies being remade or things being adapted from written to screen, is because production companies are looking for the next big billion-dollar break. That's what they're looking into.
Right.
You know, unless you're one of those filmmakers that's, like, you know, completely pretty much on your own, like someone like Christopher Nolan, who gets to make the movies that he wants to make, or like Steven Spielberg and Martin Scorsese, like those guys, where you've been in the game long enough that you can like do whatever you want with your own property and things like that. But you know,
it's a lot of people. You have what's his name? That made Spaceballs. What's this guy's name?
Mel Brooks. Yes, that's right.
Mel Brooks. Yeah. Mel Brooks is one of those people, and he's one of those people that can push limits. Yeah. So he can push racial limits. He can put jokes in there that people would be offended usually, but they're funny coming from him because he can push those buttons. And I like that particular aspect of it. When you find a niche as a freaking as a director or you know anything like that, when you find that niche, you do it. You make it work. When you write your own stuff, you make it work. When you're a filmmaker, you make it work. Yeah. That's the way it is.
Yeah.
And, you know, not everyone's going to like your stuff. You're going to have people like me that legitimately are going to critique it down to a T.
Right.
Like, it's going to happen. But there's some movies, I'll let it be campy just to be campy. Like, the rest of Spaceballs. I love Spaceballs. I love that movie. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not going to critique that down. Right. I'm not. It's just funny to be funny. But you're going to have, you know, a lot of things, like I said, when I'm looking at a big production, I'm looking at something that's going to keep my interest.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not, in my opinion, I did not like, you know, like I said, the Lord of the Rings. It's not something that appeals to everybody. It's just like, and I'm not going to call this person out, but I know somebody who loves the Twilight movies.
I can get with Twilight.
I can't stand Twilight movies because my vampires aren't supposed to glitter in the sun.
Twilight's comedy for me.
I mean, that kind of happened once, but
Twilight is comedy for me. That's the way I look at it.
Like in the entire series, it happened once, maybe twice. But
I'm like, no glittering in the sun. I'm sorry. I'm Interview with a Vampire, but like my vampires die in the sun.
Yeah.
You know,
Like,
that's where I'm at.
like, give me
So,
Blade.
you
Mhm.
know, give me something. Give me. You know, I like my vampires rough and gory and not cute and
Dangerous, yeah.
yeah, love story. You know, like that
Right.
movie they tried to make into the zombie love story. I don't even know what that name of that movie was. But,
Just real quick, just looking at the um looking like one of the comments said, like, what about the Narnia franchise? I didn't really care for it.
no,
I didn't.
oh, well,
Yeah,
I never got into it.
yeah.
okay.
Never got into it.
Narnia has a lot of undertones in it. So a lot of people, I was actually watching something earlier, believe it or not, today, where they were talking about it. And there's a lot of very sexist tones, very racial tones, very, you know, biased tones. There's a lot of religious bias in that actual series.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people who love it.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people that love it. I didn't care for it particularly. But I know a lot of people who they'll sit there and they'll swear by it.
Right.
Narnia for me is one of those hit or miss movies. Honestly, you know, the idea of going into the closet and going to a different world, you know.
Yeah.
I'll stick with the never ending story.
like you know, I had no idea, like I think the latest movie for Narnia that came out, I had no idea that it was even out until like I saw a commercial like, oh, they're still working on this thing. Huh.
Yeah, it's like you watch the first one, it's either you love it or you hate it. And I'm like, and that's another one where I couldn't get through the entire movie. I'm like, I legitimately, and I got through a lot of it. Don't get me wrong, I got through a lot of the movie.
Yeah.
And when I watched what I was watching today, I think I forgot what the name of the guy was. I'm probably gonna find it online right now. When I watched him on YouTube, he filled me in on what happened at the end. And he basically says he's not going to get into the religious undertones of it. There's a lot of religious undertones in it. If you're not particularly a fully religious person, or you're not a 100% religious, it may go over your head, or it may hit you in a wrong way.
Right.
Right.
So it's all depending on your viewers. And I'm gonna actually find out who this guy is I was watching earlier, and I'm gonna give him credit for that. It's a really good actual. It was actually good to watch. Lost in Adaptation, Dominic Noble. That's the name of the actual series. He was talking about Narnia. So if you guys get a minute to watch the theories on that, you can kind of take a look and see what he says about it. And he gives you a good general objective view on the actual series as what's going on and how it can be lost and what's happening and why the reason why it didn't work for some, it works for others.
Right.
So it's a definitely way. Has any of you watched The Magician? I started, can't finish it.
I watched it here and there, but it's not it doesn't hold my attention enough for me to warrant sitting and watching the full season. I mean, it's a pretty interesting premise, but I don't know.
Somebody said I hate. John says one does not simply marathon The Lord of the Rings.
I did.
I first of all, I'm gonna say this one more time. I can't last 20 minutes, so you're probably right in my opinion.
I think I spent like a Memorial Day weekend like years ago just watching all the Lord of the Rings movies, just because I had nothing else to do. Like, so that's what I did.
Oh goodness.
Every one does not simply meme.
Yeah, no. Let's see. So glad they're showing Zack Snyder version of Justice League. We'll finally get to see the dark side. They should have never cut his character out the movie. He's a DC version of Thanos.
Well, like I said, it goes back to production companies, you know, fiddling, like dipping their fingers into the pot, you know, because they want this certain thing. Like, production companies have a certain criteria for what they want in a movie release. You know, we know that Zack Snyder is prone to making a long movie. Like, there's like the extended edition of Watchmen, you know, the Ultimate Edition of Batman v Superman. Am I happy that he's getting to finally show off his version of Justice League? Of course I am. I'm very much looking forward to it. You know, but for as long as production companies have a certain criteria for what they want in their movies, there's always going to be meddling. Again, unless you're one of those one of those filmmakers like a Mel Brooks or Christopher Nolan or Scorsese or Spielberg, unless you're one of those type of filmmakers where a movie production company was like, here's money, go make whatever. Until you're at that level, like they're gonna meddle in your stuff. It unfortunately it is what it is,
Definitely. So, oh God, Bearden has a question, and I already know the last person in this list is gonna make everybody go whatever. But the best Catwoman actress ever: Julie Newmar, Eartha Kitt, Michelle Pfeiffer, or Halle Berry. First of all, Halle Berry got a Razzie, so let's throw her off the table right there.
Yeah, we can take her off. She accepted her Razzie too.
Yes.
With pride, she accepted that Razzie, boy.
Oh yeah.
Like that movie was a failure just on the writing alone.
Yes.
That's
she was very good as a character if they would have made the character better.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That's really all it is. Like, I have nothing against Halle Berry. Like, that movie, the movie itself on Arrival was trash. Like, there was nothing really she could do to save it.
No.
Even with that weird cat suit that they gave her and them full-on cat ears, like there's no way there's nothing they could do. There's really nothing they could do. So so Halle Berry, she kind of gets a pass. She gets a pass because that wasn't her fault.
She got a Razzie for that. That was cool. But as far as Julie Newmar, Eartha Kitt, and Michelle, I love Eartha Kitt's version of Catwoman, but I have to give it to Michelle. Michelle made it her own.
Like if I had to put it on a tier, it'd definitely be Michelle Pfeiffer because her version of Catwoman, again, like Michael Keaton's Batman, kind of set a standard for live action, portrayals of Catwoman.
It was wicked.
Yes.
It was a wicked performance. It was a wicked performance. Yes.
Eartha Kitt was just black girl magic. I'm sorry. She was black girl magic as Catwoman. I mean,
let's just say out of the three that played Catwoman on that Batman show, Eartha Kitt stands out.
Yeah. That Eartha.
Nothing. And you know what? I'll give Julie Newmar. I'll give her third because there's also a fourth. There's Lee Merriweather. She also played Catwoman on the 60s Batman series also. But it has to go Michelle, Eartha, and then Julie Newmar. That's and like I said, Halle Berry, she gets a pass. She gets a whole pass. All right. Like if the story had been written better, it would have worked out. Like that whole movie was a dumpster fire. It just was.
It was so bad. I'm like, and it's like I get where they were going with it, but it was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad. And like a lot of people think, and the people that don't watch, they're like, I get it. She wasn't a good character at first. Like Catwoman was not a good person.
Right.
Like she was legitimately a bad person. But they try to make it like, oh yeah, I just forgot. Oh yeah, Anne Hathaway. Yeah, we did forget Anne Hathaway. Absolutely, we forgot Anne Hathaway.
Well, that's because Anne Hathaway was kind of forgettable.
And she's forgettable. That's literally what it is. That's pretty much Anne Hathaway played it, but it was like,
honestly speaking, as much as I love the Dark Knight trilogy, the Dark Knight Rises, we have to be real. It wasn't the best in the franchise. Like if I have to rank it, it's gonna be the Dark Knight, Batman Begins, then the Dark Knight Rises. Although I love Tom Hardy as Bane, he was the best part of the movie.
But here's my
thing: the fight scene between Bane and Batman was it made me cringe. I was like,
the truth of the matter is, I was never a fan of the fight choreography for the Dark Knight trilogy anyway. That's actually one of the main.
That's why I hate it. That's why I hate the Dark Knight trilogy. I hate it. First of all, I hate Christian Bale.
What?
I hate Christian Bale. I hate him. I hate him. I hate him. I hate him.
Oh man, we're finding out all the secrets tonight. What is going on here?
I hate him.
We have to take all the nerd cards away. What is it?
No, it's not a nerd card. That's not. First of all, I'm sorry. I hate that growl that he does when he does Batman. I hate it so
I don't know why. Because I'll tell you right now, the Batman voice he had in Batman Begins was perfect.
Exactly.
He should have just kept that.
And that's where I leave it at. Christian Bale and Batman Begins, I leave it at there. As soon as it crossed over and it became the Dark Knight, I was like, I can't stand this man. I can't stand him. I want to just like I want to just like kick him in the face. Like, I can't do this right now. Like, Batman should not. Like, I don't know what he was planning to do.
Honestly speaking, I only really watched The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises for the villains. Heath Ledger's Joker is...
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much where it's at. Yeah, Heath Ledger, and I still have my big poster. I still have my big, giant poster, big Schreier poster of, you know, Harvey Dent.
And you know what? Even Aaron Eckhart's Harvey Dent was brilliant. And people don't talk a lot about him. He killed it as Harvey Dent.
And I have my Harvey Dent, Batman, and Joker giant poster sitting there still.
And like we said, Tom Hardy as Bane. That's
pretty much what made the movies for the most part.
Exactly.
And the thing that I hated is that how they crossed over Ra's al Ghul. And I'll tell you right now, Ra's al Ghul is one of my second favorite Batman villains.
Mm-hmm.
And Ra's al Ghul, for me, I think needed his own kind of setup because he himself is so complicated. The whole storyline behind that is so complicated.
Right.
And I love it. And they just like, and I'm like...
And yeah, like, and it's funny because I've heard a lot of people talk about Anne Hathaway's on Catwoman, and like, technically, she wasn't really Catwoman because they never called her Catwoman. She was just a burglar.
Yeah.
That had a skin-tight black suit, and her goggles turned into cat ears.
Conveniently,
Christopher Nolan
happened to turn into cat ears.
Christopher Nolan made him miss the mark with that iteration. He may have missed that, you know.
Yeah. But I mean, it's a lot of things. There's a lot of things going on. And I hear what you're saying, Josh. I get that. It's a production thing, but I still can't stand him. I'm sorry.
So would you say Ben Affleck? So would you say that Ben Affleck would be a better Batman to you?
Yeah, I like Ben Affleck as a Batman.
Okay.
Actually, I was surprised how he actually did that because he really loved that role. You can tell he loved that role. He just got handed a bad card.
Yeah.
He got handed a bad card.
I tell people this, and I'm going to continue to tell people this all the time. His Batman in Batman v Superman completely trumps his Batman in Justice League. Now, I get it. Justice League, his version of Batman in Justice League was not his fault. It wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault.
It
wasn't his fault. It absolutely wasn't. Even the Batman in, you know, even Batman vs Superman, it wasn't even that. I didn't. The writing in Batman vs Superman for me was still like but
even the Ultimate version. Did you see the Ultimate version? The entire.
And I didn't see the Ultimate version.
The Ultimate edition definitely ties up a lot of loose ends.
Okay, so I probably watch it.
It definitely does.
Because I watched it. I got stuck on the production version. I'm just like,
okay. I will never watch the regular version ever again.
Okay,
Never.
so that makes sense. I probably would do that. But it's like, you know, I feel as though he got handed a bad card and bad timing. If they would have rolled that back and placed him with Christian Bale with him, I think I would have liked it a little better. Because I think he played that role a lot better than Christian Bale.
And it's only because I understand the universe that Christopher Nolan created with his Batman is the real world, you know. So there's no people that have like, you know, like Bane doesn't use like a toxin to like get strong and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, the Joker is just a crazy person with makeup. You know,
right.
The only thing they did relatively close was Scarecrow with the fear toxin.
Yes.
You know, so and I'll give it Cillian Murphy killed, you know, his Scarecrow, and I like the fact that he showed up in all three movies. I really like the fact that Scarecrow was in all three movies, so he was that recurring villain.
Yeah, and I love that, but
I'll admit
somebody asked who's the best Joker.
Oh boy, see, I go back and forth.
That's a hard one because the problem is that I think a lot of people that played the character of Joker played it well for what they were in.
Exactly.
So, and I really think, you know, Nicholson played, you know, a very
Nicholson he was the good gangster Joker.
Yeah, he played for what he was in, what he was given. Mm-hmm. Which I'm trying to think if it was Burton that did that movie. Was it Burton that did that movie?
Yeah, that was Tim Burton. Yeah,
that was Burton. he was handed a Burton movie and said, "Okay, you know what? I got to make this work.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Let's go all out.
Right.
You know, it's not like he was handed. It's not like he was handed the freeze.
Right.
It's not like they gave the freeze to Arnold Schwarzenegger and tried to say, you know, it.
Like, look, I think at this point we don't talk about Batman and Robin anymore. Well, that is like,
you know, but they handed kind of every Joker played it the way that they could. I think the worst one came out of oh God, what's the name of that movie?
Suicide Squad.
Yes. Oh my God.
And you know what? I still want to give Jared Leto the benefit of the doubt. I honestly feel like, and this is really just my honest opinion. Like, as far as like Suicide Squad is concerned, I really feel like if they had made the Joker the villain of the movie, we might have seen something. Like the more, because I mean, the fact of the matter is, Jared Leto's Joker didn't get enough screen time. That's just that's just the beginning and end of it. He didn't get a lot of screen time. I think if he was made the villain of Suicide Squad, it would have made things a lot better. Like, how are you going to send all these villains after the Enchantress? How are you doing that?
Yes,
man, you better call Constantine and stop playing around. Like,
Mark Hamill did do a very good Joker.
Mark Hamill is going to be the Joker forever.
Yeah, he did a very good Joker.
There's a reason why they keep calling him back to do the voice.
Yeah, he does a very good Joker. But it's the problem is but even then, again, it goes back to what their respective roles are. Like, if you're doing a cartoon, you're always going to hear one voice. If you're doing if you're talking about the Tim Burton movies, you're always going to hear one voice. If you're talking about The Dark Knight, you're always going to hear one voice. If you're talking about Suicide Squad, you're always going to hear one voice. You're going to hear one voice, but it's going to be like that high. And even if you talk about the Joker movie, you're going to hear one voice. So everybody has done it a different way and made it their own. And that's what I love about villains in DC Universe, is that I love the villains in the DC Universe because they're so animated and they can be changed and they don't have to play it a certain way. Everything's not straight. We have some legitimate villains that are just like crazy. Yeah. And I love it. And I love every minute of it.
Like at this point right now, it could pretty much be surmised that every version of the Joker is a good Joker in his own universe. Yes. That's pretty much how I compare. Like, I know people have been like, people have been trying to make the comparison for years. Like, who's the best Joker? Who's the best Joker? Is it Nicholson? Is it Ledger? Is it Phoenix? It's like
everybody did their
every Joker has his due. Every Joker gets his due at this point.
Yeah, it's the best part about it, and I think that's what I love. I love about the villains, because the villains can always be different.
Exactly.
They can always be different. And they can always change it. They can always modify it, make it work, make it their own, and it's perfect.
I mean,
it's like it's the only time is when you get like a really bad person who just can't act, and then you're like, okay.
I mean, I'll even throw in Cameron Monaghan, who plays who plays Jerome, who plays Jerome and Jeremiah Velasca on the Gotham series. For a person his age to pull off a role like that, I gotta give him credit. I gotta give him a lot of credit for that. The best Penguin, huh?
I can't answer that.
Because just as Kim said, that there were different generations and there were different versions. Danny DeVito's was definitely very dark, but
I'm just gonna quote on Danny DeVito. The only reason I remember Danny DeVito, and he's like right now the worst. I'm probably gonna find a way to share it. What's coming in my head with Danny DeVito's when he turns around and I see his butt crack in his outfit. That's what's bothering the heck out of me. Is that right now I see that I just see that outfit and turning around and I'm like, oh my God, it's disgusting.
It's always going to be It's always going to be Burgess Meredith for me.
I'll give Robin Lord Taylor credit for his interpretation of the Joker on the Gotham series, but
yes, this was good. This was very good.
I don't know, like Danny DeVito kind of set a precedent too, because after that movie came out and you had the Batman animated series, that penguin was modeled after the penguin from the movie.
After that one,
Yeah, because that's what it was. Because he put, again, it's crazy. That's why I love DC characters, because they're smart, but they're crazy.
Yeah.
That's like the difference between Marvel. Marvel, they're intelligent, but they're maniacal.
Yeah.
Like here, they're just like, they're just legitimately crazy. They just want to. They don't want to take over the world. They don't want to do anything. They legitimately are hanging out in Gotham and Arkham City and like, hey, yo, let's just blow the place up. Hey, let's just destroy it. Like, what's going on? And it's literally, that's all that they want. And they're living in their own little crazy little world. And I love it. I love it. It's like, and that's why I like DC more, because again, they're in their own little space, but definitely it's Penguin's a little bit hard for me. Like I said, DeVito is the only one that comes to mind. Like when you say Penguin, automatically, but that image of DeVito turning around in that suit is burnt in my head and it won't go away. And it just sitting there. I'm just like, can you please just turn him around, because I can't look at the back of him anymore. Oh, the best Riddler. Oh God, no.
Now, before we get to that one,
oh God, I'll tell you the worst one.
Before we get to that, Josh said that Kevin Conroy is the only Batman. Kevin Conroy will anytime I hear Batman, that's the voice I think of. Now, this doesn't take away credit from other people, Adam West or other people who voiced Batman, but Kevin Conroy, again, he set a precedent for how a Batman voice is supposed to sound.
The very first time I watched, I waited and waited and waited, and then when it finally debuted on Fox 5, way back in the day on Fox 5, and the very first words that came out of his mouth was, excuse me, "Still, our new cat burglar's a woman," and I was like, it just rattled my bones. I was like, my God, Batman sounds so good.
Look, that was the best Saturday morning for me. Can I get Caesar?
Yeah.
The Caesar dressing.
I mean, and the benefit is that again, it's again in your own world, and everything else. It's like you hear certain things, you hear certain people, but definitely, let's take a look here. I'm just going back in the comments. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry, because I mentioned one thing. Bearded B said Darkseid would beat Thanos easily.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. He really would. He really would.
And for people saying that Darkseid is the DC Thanos or vice versa, now Darkseid is for me the Darth freaking Vader of DC. He's nothing to F with.
Yeah.
I mean, if Darkseid and Thanos wouldn't stand a chance. Not a chance.
It would be interesting to watch, though. It'd be fun to watch.
Yeah.
It would definitely be fun to watch. We put the two in the same room together to see what happens. Just let them go at it. It'd be fun to watch. First Deadpool, shockingly hilarious, even though parents were foolish enough to take their kids to see it. First of all, that's the reason why the reoccurring Deadpool, any movie with Deadpool after that, didn't really work, because parents wanted to censor it.
Yeah.
After that, so it was like, oh yeah, my kids want to see it, but it's rated R. So. So.
Wait till you grow up. Wait till you turn 18, daggone it.
Yeah.
Or wait till the edited for television. Wait for that one. Stop taking your kids to seeing these R-rated movies.
I'm like, that's bottom line. It is. It's like, you want to see it.
Bad parent.
You want to see it, and you're like, oh, my kid can't watch it. This is so vulgar. Like, I hear worse things on the street.
Babysitter.
Actually, I hear worse things at school.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I hear worse things at school. I'm like, it's like I walk into school sometimes and I'm just like, or even like past school kids, and they're talking about stuff I didn't even know about at their age.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm like, so.
Well, yeah, that's true.
I'm like, so therefore, you need to check your school kids before you check the actual movie.
Yeah.
If you take your kids to that movie, they've already heard all the stuff. They didn't learn it from the movie; they learned it from school.
Exactly.
Michael Shannon played a good General Zod, I guess.
I mean, we've only had 3 actors play General Zod. You have Terrence Stamp, who to me is still fantastic as General Zod. You had his name is Callum Blue. He played General Zod on the Smallville series. He did pretty alright, but you know, it's the Smallville series. Even though I love Smallville, you know, I don't think they really knew what to do with General Zod at that point. Michael Shannon just plays a pretty good villain, so you know, it is what it is.
People.
Yeah, that's what I said. I guess it's like some people are just good at playing bad, but it's just like eh.
Everything that I do is for my people, and now I have no people.
I can't.
That's grade A writing right there.
I can't. Oh God. Oh, what am I gonna do with Gerald?
Yeah, the original Riddler of Frank Gorshin. the original one. Yeah. Oh man.
Frank Gorshin, you know what? I mean, Jim Carrey, he was being somebody else. Okay.
He was just over the top.
Yeah.
Like
somebody gave him 20 cups of coffee.
You can't really.
Those are uppers. Those weren't. That wasn't coffee.
You can't even really count Jim Carrey's Riddler as the Riddler because he wasn't doing a lot of Riddler things aside from those few Riddler games that he had. You know.
Like, it's like, and that's another character that they can't embellish upon really because it's hard. That's one character we haven't seen in any of the movies either. Besides the fact that we have seen one. I love you, Jim Carrey. I do. I love you as an artist. I do. But never do that again.
Yeah.
Never. I'm like, he plays a good Enigma. He plays a very good Enigma. Or Edward Enigma. And those of you who don't know, that's where I take my name from because I love me some Riddler. But he as the actual Riddler character, it was just way over the top. It was over extravagant. It was just like, it's not intelligent. It was just like, I'm gonna be the Joker, just lavish.
Exactly. There it is. Thank you. Thank you.
And I'm just like, he as Enigma, he played a perfect nerd, geek, intelligent person. And as soon as he gets in character, he's like, I'm intelligent, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I really wish that DC and Warner Brothers would have just talked to me, because I had an idea for a Batman film with Riddler as the main villain. I even did a video on it about, like, you know, because the Riddler, he has these mind-bending puzzles and riddles, and these crazy diabolical death traps that
he's not a confrontational character, really.
Yeah.
Right. And
he's all brains.
Yes.
Right. I mean, take this guy and take the diabolical death traps, and I said, throw a little bit of Saw in there, just a little bit, with the traps.
That
but don't make
would be an awesome movie.
Yeah, it would.
I told you.
I'm like, but that's the thing, is that they can't, for some reason, they don't see him as a main villain. I'm like, you can make the Riddler really good. You can make him extremely good. He is so intelligent that he can actually make Batman do some work.
Exactly.
Right.
Like, he can put Batman through some work. The problem is that they won't do it because for some reason they just focus on these main characters, and their main focus is Joker, Harley Quinn. I'm like, I'm tired of seeing Harley Quinn. I don't like her as a character. I never liked her as a character. I think she's so dim-witted.
So how you like that cartoon, huh? I'm not gonna lie. I think it's hilarious. I think it's funny. Sometimes it's a little trying, but I find the cartoon on the DC streaming service, I think it's hilarious. I just think it's funny.
I'm like,
I know Josh, I done already shared it, and people are not gonna listen anyway. But you know, I just want to see it happen. I mean, you know, I want it to be the Riddler that I'm thinking of, and it's not even really a brand new idea. You know, with the whole Saw thing. I got that really from playing Arkham
Knight. Yeah,
Arkham Knights.
All of the Arkham. Any of the Batman games. They actually took the ideas from the Batman games and you saw that he put Batman through a lot of crap
Look, man,
in the games.
Them Riddler Trophy challenges was
hard.
They were starting to get to me, especially in Arkham Knight. I was about to throw my controller playing that regular challenge. I'm like, yo, this is too hard for no reason.
I mean, you're walking home from work or whatever, and you see this glowing question mark in the middle of the street. That's gonna, pardon my language, F you up. You're gonna be, no, I'm going back that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm like,
I ain't messing with that.
But the thing is that, like, let it be a normal person go through that first. Let that normal person go through that first and go through that challenge, and you realize, okay, he's not one to mess with. That's how you start that movie out. You throw a normal person in there in that situation, make normal people disappear, and then as normal people keep disappearing, Batman shows up. Like, okay, I can do this too. And I'm like, and he doesn't do it as Batman. Make him not do it as Batman. Make him do it as his normal self.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Don't make him do it as Batman. No gear, no nothing. Him.
Yeah.
And that would be insane because at that point he has nothing. He can't. He's not going in with the suit, with the cape, or nothing. He's by himself.
You take those boxes. You take those boxes with the glowing question mark, with the glowing green question mark. Any fool that messes with it, like touches it, and like some kind of like a poison dart comes out, knocks him out.
Yeah.
Riddler's henchman picks him up, puts him in a trap, and says, "Riddle me this."
Yes, exactly. And in that way, and it'd be crazy as hell. It'd be crazy if he knew that he was Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Already. Without the mask, without everything else on,
there you go.
In fact,
now see, that's a movie you want to see.
If anyone should have figured it out, it should be him.
Exactly. He already knows who he is. Catch him without a suit on.
Mm-hmm.
Open a box. He actually gets the box. There's a package in the mail. Opens the box up, and there it is. Boom.
Yep.
Boom.
Someone asked about the Riddler from Gotham. I like him to a degree. I didn't like the fact that...
Who played him? I forgot who played Riddler in Gotham.
I'm forgetting his daggone name. Because he had the look.
Yeah, I just can't remember his... It's killing me now, because I see the face. I just can't think of the name. Oh, God. Okay, I'll figure it out in a second. What's his name? Corey Michael Smith.
Yeah. What I liked about him was his demeanor. I didn't like the fact that eventually, like, the Riddler became like a split personality of his. That's what I didn't really like. Like, he's Riddler like all the time. That's how the Riddler. He's a Riddler like all the time.
Yeah, Josh. Exactly, Josh. Saul was basically what Riddler could have been before the movies got all weird. Mm-hmm. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. So, who owns the rights to DC now? Is it still
Warner Brothers? Still
Warner Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Warner Brothers. I need you to get on that immediately. ASAP, like yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So that way in 2022 we can have this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to get that together like now. Like while everybody's home at the pandemic, not doing anything, now.
Quick question.
Quick
question. Who would you want to play the Riddler in a new movie?
Ooh, that'd be hard. That'd be hard.
Oh
that'd be very hard because it has to be somebody. I would think I would want a more mature Riddler. Mm-hmm. I want somebody who's very mature. Gosh, that'd be hard to cast at this point.
Yeah.
That'd be very hard to cast because we have gotten a mixed bag with Riddlers, you know?
Yeah.
But I would definitely think I would want a more mature, more like straightforward nerd Riddler. Even though he can wear the suit, he still can be Edward Nygma and a Riddler. Not split personality. Right. He's one and the same. He's just Edward Nygma with Edward Nygma with a suit. Dang it, say it fast. That's fast. So yeah, it would definitely be an interesting movie to watch. Definitely. I would totally want that to happen like yesterday.
The Bearded Beast said, what about Arnold Schwarzenegger? Oh,
That's what we're talking about, Mr. Freeze. I'm sorry, Mr. Freeze. First of all, that movie was a.
Go ahead, say it. Dumpster fire. Say it. Come on now. You know you want to.
Hey, 31, chill.
Seriously, at that point, it had no other choice but to be a comedy. At that point, you cast Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze. It's a comedy now. It's not a superhero movie anymore.
I see what they were trying to do. They were trying to get a big name in there that was very muscular and that could handle that and looked intimidating. But Arnie, come on now. The man could barely pronounce his sentences. That's like you putting freaking what's his name from Rocky in there. Like you can't do it. It's like what is his name? I can't think of his name right now from Rocky.
Who, Dolph
Oh, you mean what was Stallone?
Stallone. That's like you putting Stallone in that. Like,
oh gosh.
Could you imagine Stallone as Mr. Freeze?
That would have been hilarious.
Like it's the same thing.
I can't even get it. It's like I can't even imagine. No.
I'm like, it's the same exact. It's the same exact concept. You put the two together, and you're like, smush. Here you go. This is just comedic gold. I'm like, it was just too much going on. You put, you put.
Everybody just chill. Everybody just chill out. You know, like just give me all your jewelry. Everybody cool down. Right? Take it easy. If you don't take it easy, I don't have to chill you out. Okay? Everybody relax. Like, stop it. Knock it off.
It's like you put the two together and you just smush them, and you're like, this is the movie. This is the. I'm like, first of all, they put two different characters in the movie. That's that first time. I think it was that first time trying to put like a multitude of characters together in one movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they just threw them all in there. You threw them all these villains, and you're like, okay, this is too much.
Mm.
And it's like that's one of those few times where if they had stuck to the source material, they would have been okay.
I'm like, it would have just been easier. Just make it one villain, one movie. Not Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No. Rest in peace, Joel Schumacher. I mean, he has done better. He has done better.
He has.
You know.
Josh said James McAvoy. I guess you're saying James McAvoy for the Riddler.
Yeah.
That would be interesting. That would be interesting.
Okay, yeah.
I can see it, but I don't know. I don't know.
See, in my mind, when I see the Riddler, I see a mixture of the Riddler from the Arkham games with like the Riddler from like the animated series.
Right.
Like he's not like completely out of his mind, but like
he's there. He's
like
teetering.
Exactly. That's what I like to see. So like you said, like someone in the suit. I'd like to see like someone in like the Riddler suit, cane and hat and all that stuff. But like maybe like in the movie he's like more
sociopath. It's basically a sociopath. Yeah. So like we want to see the sociopath side. He's normal. So this guy is completely normal. He understands it. Everything he's saying, he understands it, but he is completely and utterly mad. Right. He has a killing streak. He has a killing. He has a fever to kill, and he's just very smart about it. Mm-hmm. You want somebody who can literally play like a serial killer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now maybe James McAvoy could, but I mean
he has the look. Yeah. But I don't see him as like I can't separate him from Split, if that makes sense.
Right. Yeah. That's exactly what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the same thing too. Like as much range as he had in Split is like
I can't separate him.
I don't know.
He did a lot of characters in Split. He did a lot of characters when he did the Horde, but that was just small parts. That just shows me he can play multiple personalities. It's great, but the Riddler's not a multiple personality. He's one track. He's just teetering that line of sanity. So he's completely sane. He's just a killer.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Exactly.
I'm like, so you want somebody who can completely play, like I said, like your I'm trying to think of a very big, serial killer right now. Right now.
I can't even think of one right now myself.
Yeah, hold on. I'm trying to think in my head right now. You're talking about don't mind me, because I gotta look it up because my brain is not working.
Like
my brain is not functioning.
If I could cast James McAvoy as any Batman villain,
I would think he'd play a good Two-Face. I mean, not really. No, I'm lying. That'd be bad.
I don't know.
It's kind of hard for James McAvoy because he's not a Joker character. He's not that. He's not that intense. He can't. Right. He's serious enough. That's why I kind of said Two-Face. He's serious enough to be serious at one moment, but he can actually split once everything kind of flips over.
Like I'm even thinking back to him as Professor X for the new X-Men movie, and it's like he definitely nails that aspect of Charles that's a complete dick.
Yeah.
Because a lot a lot of stories about Charles right now that are being written are Charles being a complete asshole. Like he does a lot of backhanded underhanded stuff, and it's all in the guise of protecting his precious X-Men. That's that's one of the things I'll give X-Men Dark Phoenix credit for at least touching on that. The fact that Charles is always trying to portray one side, but he's really like this. So I'll give them credit for that one. But for a Riddler though, I'm with Kim. It's you gotta get someone who can.
You gotta get somebody who can play Jeffrey Dahmer, or you got to play Ted Bundy or something. You have to have somebody that legitimately is normal, and they're in normal sense. To you and I, he seems normal. But weird. Yeah. But weird. But weird. He has to be what's that guy that played in the Facebook movie?
Jesse Eisenberg.
Jesse Eisenberg. Okay.
That actually might work. That would actually work.
He would make a better Riddler than a damn Lex Luthor. I'll tell you that.
Another name that just popped in my head was what's his name from The Big Bang Theory, who plays Sheldon.
Oh God, him.
He already has a punchable face, so it's you make him the Riddler, and actually,
God,
you know what?
His name? Jim Parsons.
Jim Parsons. He kind of plays the Riddler. He kind of played the Riddler in The Big Bang Theory, a guy who was a know-it-all, who was
He's seriously annoying,
extremely annoying, and teetering on the brink of being insane.
Yeah,
right.
I'm but the two of them, I can totally see kind of that because, like I said, Jesse Eisenberg, he plays that straight character.
Yeah,
he plays the same character. I don't care what anybody say.
He does. He plays the same character.
Right.
But I can see that same character working because that same character is pretty much psychopath. He wants to be normal, but he can't. Mm-hmm. He just can't.
I think people even said when Batman v Superman came out, I think a lot of people were saying he's more like the Riddler than he is Lex Luthor.
Right.
Yeah.
Very, very true.
Yeah, they were saying that, and that was the case.
Mm-hmm. So I think I could definitely see Jesse Eisenberg playing. Because think about it, Ben Affleck is huge. His Batman is huge, tall. He's how Batman's supposed to look. Jesse Eisenberg's this small, scrawny little pipsqueak, but he has a brain on him. That would make the most sense. That would definitely make the most sense.
Jocelyn mentioned the guy who played Spock in the new Star Trek.
Zachary Quinto?
I was gonna say the series or the show.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that.
Because I'm which new one are you talking about? The series, the movie, or the show? Because the series.
Oh, that's a good point.
It's Ethan Peck, but the Zachary Quinto plays in the movie.
Right.
So it's depending on which one you're talking about. I'm not too sure which one you mean.
Because that would be. Zachary Quinto has some pretty decent range. I'll give him that. I'm thinking back to when he was Sylar from Heroes.
Yeah.
But that was
Yeah,
kind of a one-track character anyway.
Yeah,
Even though they kind of
Mm-hmm.
gave him try to give him a little bit of nuance in the later seasons and stuff, but
even in the Star Trek movies, he's very one track. I didn't realize. I'm like, he's very one track. So it's like you have to, like, whoever it is, you have to legitimately get somebody who literally they flatline every one of their words, and like the only time they put influx on it is when they're actually trying to be maniacal.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it is. When they want to be evil, they put influx on it. Yeah. That's what you need, somebody for that.
All right, Josh just said, dude, that was on Heroes. Yes, Zachary.
Yeah,
Zachary
Quinto. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was the one.
I'd have to see him in more stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is for me. I'd have to see him in more things to make that kind of judgment.
Yeah. He hasn't been in much. He's been. It really went from Heroes to Star Trek. So it was like one of those things where it's like just kind of jump. So it's like for me, I don't necessarily see him because I didn't necessarily like too much of Star Trek movies. I mean, I liked it, but I didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely be weird. Another question was, have you seen Jason Eisenberg in Bavaria?
I think you meant Jesse Eisenberg. I haven't watched that movie yet, but it looks interesting. The last Jesse Eisenberg movie I watched was The Art of Self-Defense, which is like a dark comedy. That was an interesting movie, but again, he kind of played the same character, like a neebish, like insecure little dude and stuff like that. Like I can honestly see him playing the Riddler. Yeah,
the last time I saw him was Zombieland, the second one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I actually bothered to try to watch that. But again, it's the same type of thing, same type of, but that's the character he plays. I'm just seeing freaking him playing the Facebook guy.
Yeah.
And just turning it up just a notch and becoming the Riddler.
Right.
It's just that's all it needs. Like that little click. And now you became a totally different person. Because he has that kind of like, I'm a nerd, I'm very nerdy type of voice to him.
Yeah.
But I'm also kind of crazy. Like I probably would kill you in your sleep if you really let me. Like, you know, like that's where he is.
Yeah.
I can totally see it.
Josh, I'll actually give you that. He was actually really good in American Horror Story, but I like him in the second season. Zachary Quinto in the second season of American Horror Story, Asylum, I really liked him in that one.
I mean, first of all, I'm not even gonna go on American Horror Story right now. I don't even know why they're still on.
I started the last season, but I was like, I couldn't finish it. American Horror Story 1984, I couldn't do it. I couldn't
watch the last one. I couldn't finish Coven. I actually watched that other one with the house in the middle of the woods or whatever. He made me watch that one. I couldn't do it. I was losing my mind. And this last one, I just gave up. After I gave up.
Murder House, it took me a while to really get into because I didn't know what really was going on. I like Asylum. Coven, I couldn't finish either. I couldn't finish Coven.
Oh God. I can't stand Josh.
Look, man.
Michael Cera.
Look, man. Michael Cera, man. I like Michael Cera. I do. I do like Michael Cera, but I don't know if he's Riddler material just yet. I don't know that.
I'm sorry. I can't help it. It's just like he has like the baby face of the century. Like this dude is like probably 40, and he looks like he's 16 years old. Like he never grew up from Superbad, and Superbad never happened. He's never grown up. I can't imagine.
Oh my gosh.
Daryl said his favorite Lex Luthor is the one from Smallville. Mine too. Michael Rosenbaum's Lex Luthor is still top tier for me. And granted, I enjoyed Kevin Spacey as Lex Luthor in Superman Returns. I like what he brought to it, but Michael Rosenbaum, he really brought something to his Lex Luthor. Now, if you want my honest opinion, for the DC movies we got right now, if they should have casted for Lex Luthor, in my mind, my suggestion is always going to be Billy Zane.
Absolutely.
I really feel like he should have been a Lex Luthor for the DCEU.
Because first of all, he looks the part.
Exactly.
He looks the part. It's like bottom line, that man looks the part.
Exactly.
It's I'm like you can't not look at him and go, yeah.
Billy, what did you do to make people not want to look at you again?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, the last thing I saw him was
you are so Lex Luthor, dude.
The last thing I saw Billy Zane in was a KFC commercial, and he was painted gold. And that was like years ago. That's the last thing I seen him in. But like, I don't understand how that was not the thing. Like, I mean, I've seen people make, Photoshop images of him in a suit on Time Magazine as Lex Luthor Man of the Year. I'm like, why was this not the thing? I don't understand. To me, he's like the Lex Luthor from the animated series, and they just pulled him out. That's who Billy Zane reminds me of.
Yes.
And the thing is that I can't understand why he's never been considered. Like Titanic, like even watching Titanic, you see watching Titanic, you see it. It's just like, and especially when he gets angry.
Yep.
When he gets very pissed off, you see it. It's just like, oh my god, like. And I'm envisioning the scenes in my head, and I'm like, oh my god, like this is totally that he looks the part. Like shave his head, put him in, perfect.
I don't know. In fact, y'all watching, I might start a petition, man. I'm dead serious. I might have to start a petition.
But he's 54 years old right now.
I don't care. Like, cause like really, I mean, Lex Luthor doesn't really fight anyway, unless he's in a suit. Lex Luthor's a brain, so like I can. I'm gonna start a petition, y'all. We gonna get Billy Zane that Lex Luthor role. We gonna do that. We gonna make it happen. I don't care how many. I don't care who I gotta talk to. We gotta make this a thing. Bearded B said Steve Buscemi as the Riddler. If he were younger, I could probably see it. Because I feel like he can play a good manic and psychotic, but like
not Riddler.
No,
not Riddler.
I don't know. Jesse Eisenberg might be that fit. I think is it right? Like if I had to recast the villains for the DCEU, I would definitely put Jesse Eisenberg as the Riddler, and I'd make Billy Zane as Lex Luthor. That's what I would have to do.
I can never see Buscemi as a Riddler.
No.
Bottom line, it's just that first of all, his look alone, it's just like he's a comedian. Like that. Like I can't see him playing a legitimate, serious without making it funny. Without trying to make it funny.
Like you about to make me go into my archives here. Because I fully cast it out hold up, I'm about to look for this junk right now. I had cast it out like my version of the DCU EU and my version of the Batman universe. Now I gotta go look for it because you about to make me go in the archives here and look for this stuff. I'm bugging. I can just go right up here. But yeah, I Jesse Eisenberg to me would make a perfect.
I'm honestly, that's my mindset right now. It's like I can totally see him because he just plays the same role anyway. Yeah. So just turn the Facebook, turn Zuckerberg up 3 knots. Mm-hmm. There you go. Yeah. That's there you go right there. It's the same character.
Yeah.
He played Zuckerberg as very conniving and very straight-laced.
Yeah.
Attitude, kind of a little bit on the evil side. Man had no emotion. Same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Same thing. So here's the thing. Yeah. If you had to do Poison Ivy over again, who would you cast?
For the movie?
Yeah.
Oh man. I love Uma Thurman too, which is crazy part, but that was not the role for her. Like that wasn't the role for her. Like that Poison Ivy role was not a good fit for her. If I really had to pick for I don't know, man, because Poison Ivy is all about sex appeal too. That's the other thing that people tend to forget, that she's all about sex appeal.
Yeah.
So like, you know, you want to get someone who's gonna be a good looker, but also can act that role out, because
like you can look good, but you can't portray sex appeal.
Yeah.
Right.
A lot of people can look very good and not be sexy.
I've heard a lot of people say Jessica Chastain. I mean, I don't know.
That's a hard character. That's another hard one.
Yeah, that it's a real hard one. Like for Poison Ivy,
it's like Batwoman. Who would you get to play Batwoman?
Ooh, Batwoman. See, I had a list of people to play Batwoman. Like, and you know what the crazy part is?
Bet you did.
You know what the crazy part is? Ruby Rose was at the top of my list. Like well before the Batwoman series came on, I'd always said if they ever make a live action version of Batwoman, Ruby Rose is at the top of my list.
But if you were to put in a movie, would you put her there?
Well, she quit. She ain't want. Yeah, so I wouldn't.
I'm saying, but
like I had a couple other people that I had. Listen, hold on. I gotta go back to the archives again. Hold on one second, because I did a lot of fan casting in my day. So I did lots of fan casting. So I got
like while he's looking that up.
Okay.
Do you think Anthony Starr from The Boys would be a good Reverse Flash?
Now, who does Anthony Starr play?
Let's find out. Again, because I haven't watched this one, so I'm gonna look it up.
So another person who I had to play Batwoman was like Olivia Munn. She was another one that was on my list.
I can see her.
Yeah, that's interesting casting. Yeah.
Let me see who else I had up here.
Website's open slowly. I am.
Lady Gaga?
Nah.
You know what's so funny about that? You know what's so funny about Lady Gaga? I said a few years ago, if they ever like remade the first Ghostbusters movie, I'd get her to play Gozer. But
she'd be a good Gozer.
Yeah,
she'd be a definitely good Gozer. Homelander, that's who he plays.
Okay, all right.
Reverse Flash?
Yeah. I mean, looking at him, he has a look to him, but I don't know his acting. I would have to look at his acting. I haven't seen anything that he's in.
I've seen him in like one other thing, and I can't remember what the name of it was. I've seen him in
Banshee,
like one other thing.
American Gothic. What was the other thing he was in? Sorry, got out of it.
Reverse Flash, I mean, that's tough, man. I mean, because if we're playing off of Ezra Miller's Flash, I don't know. Honestly speaking, if I could cheat, I'd get the Reverse Flash from the TV show. Not whatchamacallit, not what's his name? The guy who plays Wells, not Tom. Is it Tom Ellis? No. The guy who plays Harrison Wells on a Flash series. I wouldn't get him. I'd get the other one who plays the Reverse Flash, who played like the main Reverse Flash, and I'm forgetting his daggone name. But I would have got him. I'd just bring him over from the TV and bring him into the movie, because he plays a really good Reverse Flash.
Wow, what is Smoke and Mirrors? I'm not gonna repeat that out loud. Look at Smoke and Mirrors comment on YouTube.
Says no, hell no. His looks says white supremacy. Oh my gosh.
God.
Well,
it is acting. I'm quite sure that he could tone it down.
Not to mention the fact it is Homelander.
It's Why do you think they picked up Homelander?
Superman allegories, how America views itself. Yeah. We've seen the memes. We've seen them.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah.
Yikes. Yikes.
Like another person for another girl I chose for Batwoman was like I said, Olivia Munn, Lindsay Morgan, Shelley Henning, or Rachel Nichols. Those are the ones that I picked out for. In fact, I can read you I'm about to read you my whole fantasy fan cast list for like a different Batman universe.
Oh
like,
God.
Nah.
Like I still. I'm gonna do it real quick. There's a couple characters that I actually didn't include here, and I don't know why, but I'm gonna get to that at some point. Like, I still have Margot Robbie for Harley Quinn. I still think she's a really decent.
I can't stand her.
You just don't like Harley Quinn.
I don't like Harley Quinn.
That's why.
Oh wow.
For Nightwing.
First of all, I'm sorry, Mark. Let me throw this out there. She looks like 3 other people, by the way, and it drives me nuts.
She does. She's like one of like 4 people that all look alike.
Oh my God. It drives me
like
crazy.
Really crazy. You know, it's funny because somebody also suggested that maybe Mila Kunis could play Harley Quinn. I don't see her in that role.
No, she's too cutesy.
Yeah, I don't see her
very
in
cutesy.
that. Like, you know, like a voice role maybe, but not a live action role.
You know, she's very cutesy. She's very dainty. I wouldn't be. That has to be somebody who can play a little bit dirty.
Yeah. What did I say for Robin? I'm actually going with the dude who plays Robin in Titans. I actually kind of like him. Brenton Thwaites. I can kind of roll with him.
Brendan Thwaites.
Yeah,
I really love what he did with Robin, and I think production wise and writing wise and action wise, I think I was really waiting for Nightwing to really show out, but it kind of left me a little dry.
It did.
You know, just a little bit.
I'm not gonna lie.
But that kid that plays Jason freaking Todd, God bless him.
Yeah, woo! He's good. He's good. I'm gonna die on this hill. I am going to die on this hill. I don't care what anybody says. Until the day I die, I'm gonna die on this hill. As much as I love Ben Affleck as Batman, I've always kind of hoped that Scott Adkins would have taken the role, or at least been given the role.
Of course, yes.
Like, he has the look, he has the build, he definitely has the skill. The only thing that people like to throw out is the fact that apparently he can't act. I'm like, you gotta give him something where he can act. I hate when people use that excuse. It's like, there's a lot of people who couldn't act before they started acting now. Like, what the heck kind of mess is that?
Yeah,
Did
but
you
to
see
play a
his
major
audition?
Yeah, well, just to say to that part, I haven't seen that series yet, so this is necessarily say to that point. But people say they can't act. There's a lot of people that are still acting that can't act, and they never have learned how to act.
Exactly.
And I still don't understand. And I still don't understand how they get roles, but they do. You know, so keep that in mind when when you do that stuff or whatever. It's a lot of people that just cannot.
Daryl says he hated how they did Cassandra Cain in Birds of Prey. I'm gonna be honest with you. I have still not watched Birds of Prey. I have still not watched it. Don't bother. I don't really feel the need to watch it. I don't. Like, just by what they did with like Huntress and Black Canary, I'm like, nah, I'm okay.
I'm like, first,
there was some moments, but not enough to keep it afloat.
I'm like, in my point, like, I legitimately, that was one of those movies I even said out loud, I'm not gonna watch. Even from the trailer, I said I'm not gonna watch it. So I probably will not watch it unless somebody has it on TV and I just happen to be in the room.
Yeah,
right.
I'm like, that's bottom line where that's gonna be. So I have no intentions. Again, I don't like Harley Quinn, so.
I'm thinking here, like, I'm wondering if Kate Mara would make a good Batwoman for a movie. I mean, I don't know. I'm not quite sure. I can definitely see John Bernthal playing a Black Mask, though. Like nothing against Ewan McGregor, but Black Mask is a gangster, okay? Like a gangster. All right, so I would that's who that's who
Evan, look at Bearded Beast's comment, actually.
He said Evan Rachel Wood could be a decent Batwoman. I'm trying to I don't even remember what she looks like now. I gotta look her up.
She was in Westwood and True Blood.
Okay.
Is that what's her name? Who? Wait, no, I'm thinking about something else. Hold on one second.
You gotta look her up. I mean,
How old is she?
I've never seen anything she's in. I think that's my problem. I don't think I've watched any movie that she was in. Maybe 13. That was a long time ago. Oh, she was in Across the Universe. But then I'm like, there really wasn't much acting in the way Across the Universe. So I'm like, I mean, it's one of those things where I don't think I have seen her or remember her enough to play anything.
Right now I can't see it. Right now I can't see it. Like I'd have to watch, like you, I'd have to watch her more stuff. Like I can't really see it right now. But
Scott Adkins would be a dope Batman.
Yes, and I'm tired of people trying to tear him down. I'm tired of it. And you know what? If I could pick a proper Mr. Freeze, if this were around when Batman and Robin came out, I really think Patrick Stewart could have did it. Especially with the way Mr. Freeze was written in the animated series.
Yeah. But that was a lot of the problem.
Yeah.
Is that they did not write him the way they wrote him in the animated series. They took a lot of that character out and they changed it.
Yeah. That was
a lot of the problem. Even in the comics, they changed it. I'm like, this is not the character that we got. Like, this is the character we got in the animated series was what we were expecting. Exactly. What we got was like, that was not even a Walmart, right? That was a Family Dollar version of him. I'm like, no, we don't want that.
That was the Wish.com version we got.
I'm like, we legitimately want the Neiman Marcus version, and you gave us this. I'm like, come on now.
And I love Arnie, man. Arnie's my dude, man. The Terminator forever. But not
the
for
Running
that.
Man, Terminator. Yeah, you have all those movies. He has so many movies he was in that oh God.
But
I'll ask another question I have for you guys. Pause.
Huh?
Pause.
Okay.
Because I actually thought about this the other day. If they ever remade The Running Man, who would you get to play Arnie's character?
Ooh. Wow.
See, Running Man then, that was a lot of camp. That was a lot of camp. It was a lot of cheese.
But I'm saying the reason why it was cheese was made in the 80s. Now imagine they remade it with the technology we have now.
Now if
changed everything around.
If they remade it now and they made it more serious.
Yes.
Whew. Man.
They made it serious, and they had to cast somebody in Arnie's place. And in fact, if you had to recast the characters that Arnie fights.
Oh man.
Oh man. I'm gonna do Arnie right now. You're gonna have to give me Tom on the other characters. Like I can do Arnie right now though. Oh man.
By the way, I can see Scott Adkins as Deathstroke.
You know what? I can see that too. I can see Scott Adkins as Deathstroke also. I can definitely see that. I can. You know what? That's actually a really good one. I can if they can't give him Batman, I can definitely see him as Deathstroke.
Yeah, I can totally see that. But
Deathstroke animated film coming soon.
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
But yeah, as far as and guys in the comments, if you can figure that out, if you had to recast Arnie in Running Man right now, if they made a more serious movie with better technology, and they made that now, who would you cast Arnie?
Oh man,
that is a great question. I'm at a loss for words right now. Wow.
Want to talk about somebody making a role iconic?
I'm really going in like the recesses of my mind right now. It's like it's serious. Oh my god.
Because I thought about Batista for a while. I really did. I thought about it, but I'm like, he's too bulked.
Batista would be interesting. I'm just gonna say it right now. I'm excluding The Rock. I'm excluding him. Like,
absolutely,
I'm absolutely excluding The Rock.
Right.
Dag.
He can't play roles like this. I'm sorry, The Rock can't play a role like this because it has to be dirty. You have to kill people. He doesn't do that. He's a family man. He doesn't do that. So it's a hard question because I thought about it long and hard. I was feeling like I don't know who I would put in his place. They remade that movie right now, because that's really a movie I would love to see remade right now. With new technology, everything we have right now, everything set up, change the storyline a little bit, like tweak it enough to make it more modern, and throw that bad boy to us and watch that.
See, I'm leaning. I'm between John Bernthal, Jared Butler for some reason. Jared Butler, but he might get excluded.
Yeah,
I'm really leaning towards John Bernthal. I'm trying to think of somebody younger.
Actually, yeah, that's the hard part.
Yeah, like, that's the. I mean, I have to go with an unknown.
Like it might. I feel like it will probably be an unknown. Like I don't think Zac Efron's ready for something like this.
No.
I don't think he's ready for something like this. I don't think Dylan O'Brien's ready for something like this. Like, I'm trying to think of all the young actors I know right now.
It has to be somebody young, and it has to be somebody who can bulk up quickly. And look good bulking up.
I'm tempted
and not like super bulk, like enough to look like a fighter.
I'm tempted to say Stephen Amell.
Okay.
Stephen or I'll say Stephen or Robbie Amell. Stephen or Robbie Amell. Maybe Tyler Hoechlin. He plays.
Okay. I can see that.
Yeah.
Daryl said Chris Hemsworth.
I mean, he can do it.
Holy.
Maybe
he can do it.
Maybe.
But the problem is he created this goody two shoes persona. So if he really wanted to change his image, that'd be a good move for him.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, Chris Hemsworth.
Mm-hmm.
I think he did that recently in what was that?
Extraction Point.
Extraction.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Liam, but I don't know about Liam Hemsworth. Unless he wants to redeem himself for Independence Day Resurgence.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe.
I'm really
Stephen Amell in The Running Man. I think I'm sold on that one.
Yeah, I'm kind of. I see that too.
I think Stephen Amell would do it. I think Stephen Amell could do it.
I can see it too. Like, the more I look at it, the more I'm looking at, like, the roles, he's been in, and, like, body type and stuff like that. Like, yeah, I can see it. I can totally see it.
Like, I can definitely see that happening.
But, like, can he play that rough, like, half bad boy, half good guy type of thing?
I mean, he did it for Arrow.
Well, yeah.
I mean, he did it for Arrow.
Yeah, you're right.
That's really why I went with him, because he did it for Arrow, essentially. So, and if we're going like real, like dope, like super serious, no puns or like any of that stuff like that, like I could see Stephen Amell. I could see Stephen Amell taking it. If not Stephen Amell, if I want to go a little bit older, maybe David Ramsey.
Okay.
I could probably see him, because David Ramsey has changed a great deal from his days of what's that? What was that show he was on? Good News? Is that what it was called? Where he played a preacher? I forgot. I think that's what it was called.
I forget the name of the show. I'll be honest with you. But yeah, no, I can see that. I can totally see it. I'm like, but that one, yeah, I can definitely see Stephen Amell. I can totally see that. That'd be like, I'm just like, because it's like, he wanted, like, if they remade a movie right now, I think that'd be a good movie to remake right now.
Yeah.
That'd be a really good movie to remake, because right now at this point, yeah, it was campy at the time. Mm-hmm. But if you update it, you tweak anything, you change the characters that he's fighting, you tweak them up to make them more modern. Oh, that would be a freaking amazing show.
John Boyega?
Oh.
Now that is that
is an interesting choice. That's an interesting choice.
He's running. He's scared. He's trying to figure a way out. I can see the look on his face. I think John Boyega. Yeah.
That is a very interesting.
That's different. Because what, we so streamlined to seeing the color.
Yeah.
Of the character. But yeah, that'd be perfect, actually.
Daryl, that's a good one, man. That was
really good. Because you can legitimately see he's scared. He's legitimately scared going in there. He doesn't know what he's doing. Everything's kind of going off.
Yeah.
And he's fighting his way through it. That's actually kind of perfect.
That's a really good one.
That is perfect.
That's a really good one.
And if this Running Man film reboot is well done, must be well written. Well,
the problem is that it's not even like it needs to be well written. It needs to be updated. So it needs to be checking from the 80s to the 2040s.
Who would you get? Who would you get to direct it?
I wouldn't even know at that point. Because you know who else? You know who else is going to be a hard person to replace is Barker.
Yeah.
Barker's going to be a hard person to replace because who else can you know? He's a freaking he does that for a living.
Mm-hmm.
That was his living.
Yeah.
And he played a TV host for so long. So who you going to play TV host?
You're Richard Dawson.
Sorry, did you say Richard Dawson? I'm sorry. Yeah, Richard Dawson. Yeah. Who are you going to get to play that? You know. I don't know why I said Barker.
The other black dude. Oh no,
I'm just as tired. I'm drinking. I'm not tired. I'm just drinking.
That's a good one though, man.
Let's make a deal. The guy the fellow that played the villain on Black Lightning.
The guy who plays Tobias Whale.
No. The one who plays the other.
You talking about the homeboy from you talking about the guy from Let's Make a Deal.
From Let's Make a Deal.
Oh, Wayne Brady.
Wayne Brady, yeah.
Yeah, Wayne Brady.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So we gonna turn this to a color film. We gonna turn this to a color movie.
Yeah, why not?
Some elements in it. Bearder B said the Total Recall movie is original Arnie version or remake with Colin Farrell. Arnie version.
Arnie version
is the best.
I
see what they were.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Originals are usually the better version.
I see what they were trying to do with the Colin Farrell one, but they took so many elements out of the original one that made it so dope.
So good, yeah.
The movie not taking place on Mars killed it. First of all,
yeah,
right, that killed it.
Yeah.
Like the casting was great. Like the casting they had, perfect. But no, the Arnie version, man, that is definitely the better one.
And yes, he should have been the new Jedi in the Star Wars franchise. I agree.
In my perfect world, and it's funny because I actually watched. I like to watch remake videos or like people who like try to rewrite certain properties and stuff. I watched this video where a person like wrote their version of The Last Jedi. No, not The Last Jedi, of The Rise of Skywalker. Yeah. And how they wrote it was actually really dope. And they wrote it to where Finn became a full-fledged Jedi. Rey was like teetering on the brink of whether she wanted to be on the light side or dark side.
Yeah.
Kylo Ren was full dark side.
And that's where I thought they were going to go because I thought legitimately that's how it was going to happen. And it didn't happen that way.
Like the person wrote it to where like Finn became a Jedi. He offered to train Rey, but Rey was trying to figure out what side of the Force she was on. So it was going to be like a 3-way battle, and I'm like, damn,
that would have been perfect. That would have been
Got
perfect.
that. Like don't sleep on a lot of these people on YouTube that be rewriting this stuff, man. A lot of these people be coming up with some super really dope ideas, man. Like I
sometimes maybe you guys should consult YouTube before you actually do that. Throw an idea out there on a throwaway account and see what comes back at you.
That's what I've been saying. Because like I watch. There's a channel called Nano V Movies that I watch here on YouTube, and he does a great deal of like certain fixes for like the Marvel movies and stuff. Like this guy's good. Like he made Justin Hammer a more credible villain for like Iron Man 2. Like there's this one video I saw where this person like rewrote the prequel trilogy to Star Wars, and he actually made sense, and I was like, dude, why didn't we get this? And I'm like, y'all movie producers, man, y'all gotta start
the smartest thing.
Y'all gotta
throw an idea on Reddit and watch it happen.
Exactly.
It's gonna explode.
Yep.
It's gonna explode. Throw a throwaway account in there and watch it explode. And just pay whoever is in there, pay them a little bit of money, throw them a little money their way for their idea, and call it a day.
Because I've seen some pretty decent rewrites on Reddit too. Like, don't sleep. Don't
Rewind. Bearded Beast had a really nice question.
I know. I saw. I was gonna go back.
If Harold, Kendrick, Kim, and Katanni were Batman villains, I have no idea who I would be, guys. I have no idea.
Oh man.
I know who I would want to be, but I know that's not who I would be.
If I had to pick, and this guy's not really a villain, he's kind of like an anti-hero. Well, he was a villain, and he kind of graduated to an anti-hero, and that's Bronze Tiger. I think I can do Bronze Tiger. I think I would go for that. Like, be a villain for like a good few years, then like maybe transition to anti-hero. something like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would probably. Who's the? Oh man, there's a doctor or a psychiatrist.
Hugo
He
Strange.
wears glasses. Hugo Strange. I would probably be Hugo Strange. I
and
think.
also, let me just go on record to say this: if they ever bring Hugo Strange into the movies, he should be played by Mads Mikkelsen.
Wow. Yes.
Mads Mikkelsen should definitely play Hugo Strange. I don't care what nobody says.
See, I'm a hard one because it's too many characters I fit into.
Daryl, you're asking me if I've seen. Are you talking about Nano V movies on Rewrite of the Justice League movie? Because you're asking me that. I definitely watched it a few times. Nano V movies Rewrite of the Justice League movie was fantastic.
I think, if I had to choose a character for myself.
Because there's also a lot of unknown. What he said for the Batman villains.
For Batman.
There's a lot of low key
unknowns.
ones. There's a lot of unknown low key Batman villains too that a lot of people don't really talk about too much.
Yeah, I think I'd probably either be Talia or Nisa. I'd probably be one of Ra's al Ghul's daughters. I'd probably be one of them.
What they did to her in The Dark Knight Rises is they did to Talia in The Dark Knight Rises. And the crazy part is, we all knew who it was. So y'all trying to fake the funk, like, don't play. Like, stop it.
Yeah, and I'm like, and that's kind of like, I'm kind of where I'd probably be like, that's probably be where I would at. I would probably be in that realm. Like, I probably would want to be on the bad side, but I'd probably, I'd probably teeter the line. Because, I know, what is it? I don't know. It's like, you kind of want to be both.
Yeah.
Like, you kind of want to be both. Like, I kind of want to date Batman, but I don't want to date Batman.
Yeah. Just be careful because you have a illegitimate kid by him. So just be careful now.
Yeah, I know.
Tani said she'd be Sophia Falcone. I can see that. I can see that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have to make my exit.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we all have to make our exit.
Yeah, we've gone almost 3.5 hours, guys. This is the longest.
It's a record.
This is the longest live stream we've done in a good
a record.
But it's a good one. Now, granted, we had a couple of hiccups, but yeah, it's almost 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's really about time to start wrapping things up. We'll probably do like another Q&A like later on in the summer. Maybe towards the end of summer we'll do another Q&A and stuff. But one thing I want to say to you guys watching, if there's anything you want us to talk about, let us know. We usually between the four of us, we usually come up with a lot of subjects that we want to talk about on a weekly basis. But if there's things that you want us to talk about specifically on the show, let us know. Let us know in the comment section. Let us know on Discord.
It doesn't even matter when it is. It could be like the day before, because we literally sometimes we'll switch everything up the day before if we can find out information about it. So
And I'm gonna tell you something. That's what makes what I've found. What really makes a good YouTube broadcast is the interaction with the people. You guys are actually making us look good, and we appreciate it. Thank you so much for all the questions, all the comments, because you're just as much on the show as we are.
Mm-hmm.
All right? There you go.
I just want to thank everyone. I just want to thank the council, for coming through always. Also, before I forget, I don't know if he's going to watch this at all, but I want to give a quick happy birthday shout out to Matthew V. Haynes. Today's his birthday.
Yeah, this is his birthday.
Oh, hey!
Yeah, so I don't know if he's going to watch this at all, but I want to... Yeah, I definitely want to... we definitely want to shoot him a happy birthday.
Yeah, and then you guys know that, we started out with the 5 of us, so Matthew used to be on the show. So definitely, props out to him. He's getting a lot done right now. So
Yeah.
We will, at some point, though, try to get him on at least a couple of shows during the summer if we can. If he has the free time. If he has free time, we definitely want to, because he was actually supposed to come on a show a few weeks back, but he was busy. he has some things to take care of. But we're gonna definitely try to get him on the show again, so it'll be like the old days and just talk about stuff. But like I said, if there's anything that you want us to talk about on the show, please just throw your suggestions out at us. Throw whatever suggestions you want, and we'll make a show out of it. You know, whether it's here on YouTube, or whether it's on Facebook for you people that like to watch and not say nothing.
No, it's okay. You know what? Like I said, they're listeners. It's all that matters. You know what? I'll take. At this point, I thank you guys for even coming out to listen to us and actually sitting there. It's the best you can do right now, and I'm glad. I'm happy for it. Definitely, it'd be nice to get a little bit of interaction next time. Maybe we'll find a topic that you can enjoy, you can interact with next time. But definitely, next time we stream, you come on, let us know what you think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As always, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Definitely helps the numbers. We're trying to be YouTube consistent now.
Yes, we're trying to be YouTube consistent, but definitely it would also help us when we have a lot of interaction on the stream. It's not like I don't say I don't love the interaction we're getting now. But I think if anything, if more people putting the input in, imagine a lot of these questions that we're asking right now, we probably have ideas coming from left and right. Definitely. But yeah, follow us on our social medias. Definitely, Kendrick, when this is going to be on
the audio for this will be up on all the podcast streaming services that you see usually in our banner. So if you're subscribed to one of those, definitely follow us on those podcast streaming services so you can give us a listen whenever you got the free time, or if you're working out, running, or doing whatever. You're in a car, just definitely give us a listen. Again, like she said, follow us on our social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Discord.
We really need to work on that Discord, though. I mean, I probably should work on the Discord. I'm not gonna say we. I'm probably gonna work on the Discord.
We don't have a Twitch yet, but we'll probably get that at some point. We'll probably get a Twitch thing going at some point.
We'll probably get. Oh, and Kendrick, I had to talk to you about something. I haven't actually. Well, Harold doesn't have a PlayStation 4 yet. Well, when Harold can get a PlayStation 4, we need to have a conversation.
3 to 4 days.
Okay.
We need to have a group conversation because I have a really good idea for something.
All right. Alrighty then. I think that covers it. I think we covered all the social media platforms. And let's definitely keep up the interaction because this is awesome. This was a really fun cast today. Definitely had a lot of fun answering questions. And again, I can't wait for your guys' suggestions to come in on what you want us to talk about. And we will be back here same time next week. Hopefully, no hiccups. Hopefully, we won't get disconnected midstream. Out of nowhere. Streamlabs.
Knock on wood, wherever that is right now. I swear you should.
Streamlabs, let's get it together now. Let's get it together.
Yeah.
And I think that's it. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night. We will catch you guys next week. And
be safe on your holiday weekend.
Absolutely. So be safe during the 4th of July weekend.
Please don't forget there is a pandemic still going on.
Yeah.
So please
be careful,
don't forget
y'all.
that. Please be safe.
Don't do anything too crazy. If there's a parade going on in your town, if you want to check it out, go ahead, check it out. Then right after that, just go on back home.
Mask on.
If you guys have like a grill or something, just grill at home. If you want to have a couple people over, just do that. But really importantly, just really, really stay safe this weekend.
Yes, right? Please.
Definitely stay safe this weekend, all right? Don't do anything crazy. Oh, here he go. All right.
Goodness.
Here he go.
Mask on.
See, I put my Bane mask on, but I ain't gonna do all that. We ain't got time for no Bane mask right now. But definitely check us out next week. Definitely look for us soon. And as always, the council
has spoken.
Still offering. We need to work on that.
No, I thought that was good.
Nah.
We hit it right last week. We had it right last week. Last week was popping. It was good last week, but we gonna get it. But again, guys, enjoy the rest of your night.
I liked it. All right, bye, y'all.
We're out.
The council has spoken. End transmission.